Welcome to the new session. In this session, we are going to talk about the different sectors in which data science is used. Let us first of all have a very high level look at the different sectors which are using data science as the tool to analyze the data and provide services based on the intelligence driven from the humongous data available. Very popular sector which is using today data science are social network platforms. Then there are search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing. They are using a lot of data science. Then you have the finance sector. Today, the booming fintech sector is you leveraging a lot of data science for different kind of services to enhance the effectiveness and the efficiency of their services while controlling the fraud at the same time is where data science is coming handy for the fintech sector. Next is healthcare, another very critical sector which is relying on the greatness of data science as a tool to be able to deliver much more effective services. Then you have the public sector where a lot of governments across the globe they are leveraging the public data to come up with initiatives which could benefit public. And lastly, the education sector. These are the major different sectors which are today using data science as a tool to become better in serving their customers. Let us start off with social networks. Now, there are a lot of social networks which we are aware of. These could be Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, WhatsApp, YouTube, Google Plus. All these are different social networks which are generating the largest chunk of data today. Where does all the data go which these different networks generate? All the data generated by these social networks goes to the global data centers of these companies, of these social networks. Today, all the social networks, be it Facebook, Google, all of them have their data centers across the globe. Having data centers across the globe ensures that they are able to serve their customers faster and without any data lag. Once the data is processed in these data centers and is converted into information, these social networks come up with plethora of digital services. They come up with data products and they come up with information driven apps to serve their customers. That is digital services, data products, information driven apps. Whenever you use them the next time, know that a data scientist is behind them. Let us take a couple of examples in this video. First of all, let's try to understand that how LinkedIn uses data science. Now, what do the scientists working on data science for LinkedIn do? They first of all capture your profile details like designation, company name, location, etc. All the details which you fill while creating a profile on LinkedIn. Then they also keep a very close track on the different likes and comments which you are doing as a part of your activity on your LinkedIn profile. Then what are the groups you are the part of? So you go to the LinkedIn, you go and connect your friends, you connect with your friends, you connect with different groups where you have similar interests, and that is all what is tracked by LinkedIn data scientists. They want to know that which groups are you the part of, and then the kind of connections you have, the number of connections, the variety of people in your connections, the designations of those people who are in your connections. So basically, whatever they are tracking for your profile, not only that acts as the input, but also all those profile details of all your connections act as the input for the data scientist working at LinkedIn. What does he do post that? All this data which is captured here goes to the LinkedIn data centers. That is converted into information. A lot of data tools are used on it. A lot of statistical analysis is done, mathematical analysis is done, and LinkedIn arrives at a certain information which is very meaningful and relevant to you. And on the basis of that, LinkedIn comes up with news updates for you, the personalized news updates for you, the personalized recommended connections for you, that with what all more people you could connect with on LinkedIn. Based on this, they also come up with job posting recommendations for you. And yes, last but not the least, the revenue generator for LinkedIn, all the advertisements which are shown to you are also made relevant to you based on the data tools, based on the data science which LinkedIn is applying at the back end of the platform. Similarly, Google is the biggest repository of data today. Be it any kind of data, Google is the biggest repository, and even Google leverages data science. They have some really awesome data scientists working for them. And the reason behind the best of the best data scientists working today with Google is the biggest repository of data. For example, you go to Google and you start searching for a particular keyword. The moment you start typing, you start getting the recommendations. For example, if I type data SC, I get recommendations like data science, data scientist skills, and so on. Now, this autocomplete feature which Google shows you is driven by data science. Data science drives it. Now, what are the different parameters which get into it? First of all, the volume of the search query, the unique identifiable users is what gets into the algorithm which Google uses to arrive at that what are the different queries which they can suggest to you as a part of the autocomplete feature. And here the volume of the phrase needs to be very high to come and feature into autocomplete feature. And Google is very smart in understanding that whether unique identifiable users are using those keywords, or it is a certain bot, or is it the same person using it multiple times. So all those things get into consideration. After the volume, the second thing which Google takes into consideration for this autocomplete feature is geographical locations. It's very important. Very important. If I'm searching for a top B school in India, and if Google suggests me a top B school of America, there is no point. And hence, Google keeps a very close track of your geographical location, and only on the basis of that, recommendations are made to you. Third is matching keywords and phrases. Another very important aspect which gets into the algorithm which Google leverages to perform on the data it is collecting. And last but not the least, Google filters out every bit of inappropriate content which could feature based on the phrases and keywords. Google has developed the intelligence and the algorithm to filter out that entire set of inappropriate content. All these things, they go together, they get applied on the raw data, they get applied on the humongous data bank which Google has, the humongous data repository which Google has, and then finally the results are shown to you in the autocomplete feature. Now, with this, we come to the end of this session, and we will meet you once again in the next session where we are going to explore other sectors and how are they utilizing data science like healthcare, education, public sector, etc. How are they utilizing data science? We would be discussing in the next video. Till then, goodbye.